Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. I'm after your advice today, guys. So if you've been watching the channel, we bought a project car for not a lot of money and everything was going amazingly well until the roof was blown up, damaged the bonnet, damaged the front windscreen, damaged the roof. Did I say the roof was blown up? Just a little bit tired, so bear with these little mental farts and all that sort of stuff. You can see there's quite a lot of damage here, guys. And it's such a shame because the project was going beautifully. Look at this interior on this car. There were so many things that were busted and that have all been repaired now. I got Ram coming over to do a nice video on recolouring this and cleaning Alcantara and stuff like that. And then the inside would have been pretty much finished. All new gaiters, new centre console pieces in there, so it all looks brand new. Nice clean wheel. You know, it needs detailing out, but it's, you know. Oh, anyway, it's gonna make me sad if I see all this stuff. Now, the car. Let's just go through the options, guys, and I'm going to set the camera down here. Hopefully, you can see this and it's nice and clear. Yeah, looks good. Should look good. I'm just going to forgive the little. It's going to make a horrible noise when I move that camera. The car. So I paid $2,000 for it, and I've spent about 600 quid in parts, maybe a little bit less, but close enough. Best part 600 quid, I think. So it owes me about 2,600, which is not a lot of money, is it? This is not the end of the world. All this stuff. It's a pain. It's not so much about the money, although that always adds a frustration. It's not so much about the money. Anyway, I'm quite enjoying this still. This is all good fun. And thank you for everyone for all the kind words and all that sort of stuff. Really appreciate it. You are absolutely right, isn't it? When something like this happens, the main thing is that no one's injured. Not just me, no one was injured. So it's an accident and yeah, it's all okay. And now it's just about the case of doing the right thing. Trying to figure out what the right thing is. Now, number one, write-off. Write off. So I've spoken to my insurance company, showed them the car, you know, talked about it, gone through with them. I haven't made a claim yet, and it will get written off basically, this car, with the damage that's on there, because you know, you can see the rough value of it, and the repair damage is way over half of that. If it's repaired properly, and they'll always assess it with a proper sort of formal repair rather than the cheap repair, you know what I mean? So it's a write-off. If they write it off, how much will they give me? Well, I've got about 550 on my excess, so I lose 550 on the value that they say. They couldn't give me that value, but I would imagine that this car would be worth, I'd like to think it'd be worth like $4,000, really, you know, but it's not, is it? It's because of the mileage. At best, I would argue really that the car would be worth $3,500 because of it's Estoril, it's manual, it's got the Alcantara leather, it's the spec that I'd want if I'm buying one. No disrespect to all the other owners. I know there's all these, you know, you don't want to insult what other owners have got, but I don't want grey interior and I don't want automatic, and I want the Estoril blue as well. I really like this colour, although the other colours are quite nice as well, but manual and black definitely. So I would reckon, let's just say worst case scenario, they value it at 3,000. Take off the 550. We just say that they'll pay me 2,500 roughly. So I break even roughly. I don't give or take the odd pound. So option one, write it off. Of course, my insurance premium will go up next year, and they will never talk about how much. And I kind of understand that, but it's probably likely to go up. Probably at least 100 quid or something like that. Depends on how much you claim, isn't it? But anyway, who cares? So write it off, break even, and have a higher insurance premium and lose my no claims. Number two, full repair, full OEM repair, let's say. And what I mean here, guys, is I was in my dealership today, who are amazing. Really nice people, passionate about the cars and just really helpful. And I was chatting to them about this particular car, to repair this properly, and they know, they've seen everything that goes wrong with cars, and in particular the problem with this is this is not a problem, this is not a problem, this is a pain of a problem. It's getting this right without, what the chap was basically saying, and he's right, is to repair this properly you need a new roof. There'll be like a flappy point, and it's flappy over here. I mean, I don't know yet, it may be repairable. I've got PDR guy coming to have a look at it, and I'll talk about that a bit later on, but I understand what the chap at my dealership was saying. The best repair, and the proper repair, if you like, the approved or authorised repair would be to replace this roof. So you'd have to have glass out at front, glass out back, drop down all the interior headlining, which is a major pain. It's not major pain, it's just fiddling around. Everything's fiddling around, isn't it? And I don't know what's under here, but I'm assuming this is all spot welded in, so you're going to have to unpick it. You're going to have to unpick the panel. And that'll be a pain, and once you've unpicked it, you've got to put the new panel in, it's got to be painted and all that sort of stuff. That you're talking at least 1,500 quid to just repair the roof properly, and that's an optimistic price. It'd probably be closer to £2,000. You could go and get a roof off of a breaker, and you could you could drill out all the welds yourself and take the panel off. You could do that, okay, and you could save a little bit of money on parts. You could get a roof off a breaker. They probably want you to unpick it because it'd be such a pain. You could do that. It's probably not worth it, is it? This is where it all gets into the grey area. Either way, just running some numbers. Let's say a full OEM repair of roof, glass and bonnet. I think you're looking, and this may be very optimistic, you're looking at around, I think, 2,000, probably closer to 2,500 to get that car repaired properly with OEM parts and all that sort of stuff, all that great stuff. Then so let's say 2,500. So then we have we don't have a fully running car. We have it back to where I am. I haven't finished this project. I've still got issues with running. I thought I had the engine running issue fixed, which I was talking about in other videos. I thought I had it fixed, but I haven't. I think I can fix it myself, but it's going to take a lot of buggering around. Either way, at the moment we're up to where the car owes me £5,100, and project is not finished. So £5,100 total. This one total is so that's how much it's going to cost. This one is going to cost me £100. Right. Number 3. What's the next option? Okay, PDR repair. So I've got a panel beater coming around next week, hopefully. Now, all I need the panel beater to do is sort this panel out, which sounds easy. I can take the glass out for him, so when he arrives, the glass is out. I can take the headlining out for him, so when he arrives, he's got complete access to it, and away he can go on the panels. That's probably going to help. It might make it a little bit cheaper as well, not much, but I'm reliant on his expertise, and I don't know how much he's going to charge. But I would imagine if he's here most of the day, he'll want between 300 and 400, maybe even 500 quid. Let's say 500 quid. So let's say panel beater is 500. That'll be nice. I shouldn't put that. If he's cheaper and he watches this video, he was going to charge me 250. And you see this? That'll be 500, please. In fact, that'll be 600. But I would be happily, without battering an eyelid, pay someone 500 quid to sort this roof out if I do all the prep work for him, and I'll put everything back when they're finished, if he can fix it. The problem is, I don't think you can ever get it 100% perfect. You get it 99% perfect, but it's whether or not he can get it so it doesn't flex, if there's any way of bracing it up underneath or whatever. I don't know what they do. They got all the tricks. So PDR repair. Do the glass on insurance with. I've spoken to my insurance company; they're fine with that. So it's got £100 excess, and then bonnet and you know, sort the bonnet out and paint and all that. Let's just say 500 quid for that. So there's a repair here, a repair cost here of 1100 plus 2600 is 3700, isn't it, roughly? So we've got no car. So this is we've got car here, just so we know. No car. Okay. So it's giving me, this is helping me, guys, as well. I want your input on this when we're going through it. So there, that's where we are so far. Next one, this option. So this is write-off, full OEM repair, PDR. This is option JD bodge repair. The JML repair. Take the glass out, take the headlining out, and start smacking the hell out of this as best as I can. Try and brace it up myself, and then whatever is left, put filler in it and machine it flat, and then take it to a body shop or somewhere cheap. In fact, the respray is really nice, isn't it? The respray is really easy. You take these out, just tape up there. Just, that's a good thing to respray. That I could get sprayed for a couple of £100, possibly. So JD bodge. I've got the filler. I've got, you know, the cost to me is just time, really. So 200 quid for roof. Glass, I can. It's always going to be cheaper to do this on the insurance, actually, rather than bugger around. So that would be 100. And then bonnet, I could do, let's just always say 500, because rough cost 200, and then repainting it's going to be about 300, and I need some bits for it as well. So there we go. So overall cost there, 800 plus 26 is 3400. Am I right with my maths? 800 plus 26, yeah, 34. So, and we have the car. So JD bodge is looking good, but there's a problem with that. Is JD bodge is probably going to bodge so much I'm not going to be happy with it. But anyway, we'll talk about all that later on. Next option, track slag. So in other words, we give up on making the car looking nice, which is a shame, especially with the amount of time invested getting that interior back, which is a real shame. We forget about this. We just say, sod that. Don't worry about that roof. Get that done in insurance. Go and, I know a mate who's got a 330 Ci. Go round his place and nick his without him realising and stick this one on there. He'll never mind. He'll never know. I'm talking about Reg. In other words, just go and get a cheap one of these from the breaker. Sod whatever colour it is. Go and get some vinyl wrap, carbon wrap, and wrap it. You know, have the old carbon hood glass and forget about the hood. So to get me back, you know, I am literally talking probably 100 for the glass, 200 for some sort of bonnet or something like that. So let's say 300 quid. So add another 100 quid on. So let's say 400. So 26, 3,000 to get. Let's not call it car. Let's call it track slag. I like that. Next. And these are the different options. Next is copart. Just stick the car on copart and auction it off. They'll come and pick it up, and they'll take a chunk of the price. How much would I get for it on copart? I reckon actually, because there's very savvy buyers on there nowadays, and you know, it might even go abroad. Probably go over to Northern Ireland and get drifted, you know. So maybe 1,500 quid on copart minus, let's just say that's what it would go for. You lose about 300 quid. So I could get 1,200 quid. 1,200 quid back, but I paid 2,600, so I'd be down minus 1,400 quid if I punt it out on copart. The benefit is I haven't got to do anything. 7. See if Reg wants it. Reg might want this car. You know, Reg could have it for not a lot of money. and I did give him first refusals. The downside of selling this to Reg is the car needs a lot of work, and it's going to cost Reg money and time to get that work done. It's never a good idea to sell a car to a mate who's going to be driving it around, driving it hard, and perhaps using it for track days and stuff like that. And you know, if anything goes wrong with it, you know, Reg will be saying, "Oh, this is broken, that is broken." No offence, Reg, I would as well. You know, I don't think it's a good idea to sell it to Reg, and I'm going to speak to him to, if he does want it, we'll chat. But I'm going to advise Reg to walk from this one, because it's just going to be a big money pit for him. The thing is, he's got a roof on. He's got a donor, hasn't he? He's got a donor. He's got glass on his 330. He's got a roof, and he wants one. So I'm going to have a chat with him, see if he's interested. But I'm going to advise him to walk from this. Next one is just punt it out on eBay. There you go, like knackered car. You know, set $1,000 on the listing and just say have it for what you want. You know, someone will have it. The gearbox and the engine and box are worth $1,000. You've got alloy wheels on it. You've got all the interior and all the new parts that I bought from BMW. So it's probably worth. It'd probably go up to about $2,000 on eBay. Maybe it's a bit optimistic, isn't it? But something like that. Or sell it to a breaker. A breaker will have it, and a breaker will probably want it somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000, because they've got to make some money on it. You can't sell it to a breaker for what you want to sell it to them for. They've got to make money on this, and it's going to take time. They've got to sell the parts, send the parts off, provide support for that, and you know. So, don't know. Sorry about all the clicking noises. I've just got all these issue ones down here are a little bit less viable for me. They're all possible. The thing I've got to consider is however much money I get here, I'm going to be minus when I take this away. The only, you know, when I compare this to the write-off, I'm probably going to be closer to breaking even by going through the insurance, because the insurer will give me a closer value to it. These guys down here, rightly so, will want a price where there's a bit of profit in it for them, you know, with the eBay buyer and Reg and breakers and coparts. So, but these are all options, and they're no hassle options as well. Right, I'm just going to spin the camera around now, guys. Okay, so the next question to you guys is, which one of these options would you do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8? Or is there another option that I have forgotten about and not put on here? What option would you do, and why? Would you cut your losses? Would you keep going to the bitter end with this car, even if it ends up bankrupting you, like the old, you know, like what's it, the Tom Hanks money pit? He buys that house that looks amazing and he falls in love with, but everything he touches just breaks. That is this car in house form. So that's where I am. But I'll tell you how my gut instinct is. This car, I really like it, and I feel like I haven't ticked the ownership box of buying a Clubsport, because I haven't got it finished. So that kind of like the dream is there of getting it all done and really enjoying and experiencing the car. But all I've had is niggles. I'm in the niggle phase of getting it sorted, which is kind of fun in its own way. So I would, if I got rid of this car and did any other options, I'd almost want to go and buy another one. But I'll never get one again I'll never get one again like this. And this was actually what I wanted. So it's a real shame, this is. It's a real kick in the nuts. So I could turn back time. If I could turn back time, I would have put the bonnet down properly. So I'm just going to go and sit in here, guys, as well, because... Okay guys, so I'm finishing this video from inside the car, a place where I've spent a lot of time, and I like sitting in here. I just find it really therapeutic and nice, even though, well, it's not quite so therapeutic with this big smash thing, but never mind, I'm blocking that out of my mind. And you can see all the things that are now nice on the car. We've got a brand new airbag that was done on the recall, like clean steering wheel. I fixed like rattly windows here by taking these door cards off, and I even bought all the OEM bolts, nuts and bolts for this, so I could refit it back properly. It was all done with like random screws and stuff. Same with this one, there was no screws and nuts holding this together. We fixed the window regulator in here. The window is stuck because the motor teeth were all worn against the regulator, so I've got a new motor and regulator, or breaker one. The door actuator was broken as well in that corner. It's a bit of a pick to get to, but I got a replacement for that, and now the door locks are all working, so that was great. You know, we've got a new centre console here. This is brand new OEM and it's immaculate. I conditioned the gator here, so it's a bit softer. It's the original gator, it's in great condition. We got a brand new Clubsport OEM gear knob and like a new centre console piece. It's not all delaminated, and the television in here and all the sat nav, it all works. Everything was getting sorted, and we will actually. We're going to probably go ahead and do this. Ram is coming over on Wednesday. I was just speaking to him a minute ago and saying, you know, the car's smashed up. Is it worth doing? I haven't seen him for ages, so he's going to come over. It will still make an interesting video because we're going to cover how to clean Alcantara. You know, and I want to get a better idea. I've got a rough idea of how you do it, but Ram's got all the tricks, you know, knows how to do it properly, so that'll be a useful video for me as well. And we're probably going to just recolor these seats to show you, because I just, before this car was smashed, I just sent an email to Colour Lock and just said, you know, can I order this colour code paint for the Colour Fresh system so that I could recolour this myself. And I'm not particularly confident in doing it, but I think the video me and Ram are going to do, he's going to let me do it because I've got a rough idea of what to do, you know, from when he came over last time. So that should be an interesting video because, you know, there's lots of guys out there watching that will have leather in a similar kind of condition as this, where you just want to get it, the leather's intact and it's good, it just needs kind of recolouring. So we'll probably go ahead and make these seats mint as well. What we're going to be left with is a car that's all done on the inside and then has this damage on the outside. So it's a real that's the thing that's eating me up at the moment, guys. That is the thing that really is frustrating, but there's nothing I can do about it. This is how I feel about it, even though I'm asking you for advice on what number is best. This is what I feel. This car is just too good, isn't it, to not finish. Even if I have to do JD bodge option and bash the roof out myself, I think I'd like to even have a go before it goes to the big kind of graveyard of cars. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I changed my mind from 1 minute to the next. Will I keep it? Will I finish it? Jesus, it's going to be a labour of love. It's going to be a labour of love, this one. But I do love this car, even if ultimately it ends up killing me.